self-destruct in 20 seconds. This is your last chance to push the cancellation button.
Cancellation button? Hurry!
Where is it? Where is it?
It's gonna be here. Out of order! Fuck!
Even in the future, nothing works.
This ship will self-destruct in exactly 10 seconds. Counting down. 10, 9, 8, 6.
6! What happened to 7?
Just kidding.
There's the other end! Faster!
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Ship will self-destruct.
Don't touch that dial. It's Leo Valdez
Give him the skibbity paps.
and Hunter Horn
We're gonna need a wood motel.
with your pregame warm-up.
Yo, DJ, drop that beat.
Pick of the week, they be deadlocked. Pick it up. Most of these shows is dead wrong. PGW for the W. 100 count bands on his bed top. Left hand. On our podcast, getting topped off. Swinging that stick like it's top golf. I'ma bust in the face. Then I'ma read you a verse. For Philippians first. Put the cash in your purse.
What up?
Love starting my evenings off to that song.
Yeah, you guys, we really have the best intro song.
We really do. We really do. What's going on, Leo? You doing okay over there, man? You look like
Oh
you're
man,
squeezing out a
I'm
pineapple.
doing great. All of a sudden, I'm having connection issues because why not? You know.
Wow.
Story of your life, Leo.
I told you
I know.
that big storm was rolling through.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll have to forgive me.
So what's going on, Miss Nikita?
How are
Talk to me, girl.
you? Monday.
Monday. Tell us about that bracket busting, huh? That's been going on this weekend.
I need you guys to enlighten me. Let's begin with the bracket breakdown. It looks like the championship of the Cinderella teams. I love that. I feel like
Oh, I know. Tell me. It really is. Listen. Okay, I'll take for a second here. We had like the most blue blood of blue blood Final Fours last year, right? Between Duke, North Carolina, Kansas, and Villanova. This year it looks like we've got NCAA basketball 2012 out on the shelves all over again, because this is a pretty random Final Four. Wouldn't you say so? Nikita, between Miami, San Diego State, FAU, and then UConn you could make an argument for is a pretty blue blood. They've been around for a while, but we've got three teams who have never been to a finals, let alone win one yet. While we try and wait for Leo to figure out.
Oh no, I'm still here. You guys.
Oh, you're here. Okay.
Just because you can't
What do you
see
think
doesn't mean I can't
Going
talk.
on, Leo?
Come
Our
on.
bracket, dude.
Don't kill me. Listen,
Because Big Jew took us to the fucking woodshed, bro.
he took
on this
everybody to
bracket
the
challenge.
woodshed. He is doing
Which,
amazing.
by the way, our official sponsor for the PGW bracket challenge is Dave. So make sure you hit up Dave for that gift card.
That's right. Listen, I think that as far as like how the brackets have gone, I can say that I'm really pissed off. I'll be taking Tennessee later on to the woodshed. However, I am still upset because of the fact that quite honestly, I think that we can look at so much of the bracket and still say this has been nothing but compelling basketball. Just watching take down Houston, let alone getting into the Final Four, watching them take down Houston, watching Kansas State lose to FAU, to watch San Diego State, the Aztecs. I mean, come on, you're talking about like a sports program that a lot of people always count out. I mean, the only real big name is UConn. It's the only real threat right now in the bracket. So This has just been it's been a mad March, and it's awesome. I love it. I'm in town for it.
People are getting opportunities, and I feel like that's awesome. We need more diversity for sure. It's always the same over and over and over again.
I agree with Nikita. It's nice seeing different teams. It was like my buddies were talking about how UConn or something had like a tear where for 4 or 5 straight years their men and women won it, and it's like that's no fun. It's never fun to see the same people win it over and over again.
Well, at
So I
least to
don't
see
like
the same
Alabama.
teams in the Final Four, which is usually the case. There hasn't really been a repeat winner, but there's always it sucks to watch the same 4 teams always make the Final Four. So yes, Nikita, it is awesome that we actually have such a diverse Final Four for the men and for the women's as well. So it's good.
Yeah,
It's good. It makes for good watching.
for sure. The Final Four has the Cinderella teams. How will FAU fare for their upcoming final? What do you guys think? Do you think that UM? What do you think? Like UM one?
Well, I think UM has more of an uphill battle because FAU is definitely good enough to dispatch of San Diego State. So I think FAU makes it to the finals. Believe it or not, they have the easier road because UM took a hard road to the final. If they make it to the finals, they took a hard road to get there. They took out.
I would say they had a hard road mainly because they had Houston on
What do you mean? They had to take out Indiana and Texas. Drake wasn't a pushover either.
I mean, I could say that, but I think FAU has proven that. I mean, I would love to actually see FAU and UM play because both teams have very good defenses, and I think that's what won the game for UM against Texas. I think that's what won FAU's game as well. But I think FAU has better shooting all around. Their offense is pretty quick to the take. They're high scoring. UM gets flat-footed on offense. As soon as they encounter that 2-3 zone, they play the top of the key. It's kind of like it's not really good offense. It does take. They have to get hot in order to actually get the motor running for offense. For defense, I mean, they're all over they travel across the paint. They make everybody sweat. I mean, if you got to score against UM, you got to try hard. It was actually really weird to watch Texas go up by 13 in that second half. That was very odd. I was looking at the coach's face for UM. He really looked like he was in awe that his team was down by so much because their defense is just that good to watch Texas get up on them like that. So I would actually venture to say that FAU is really my team for this.
I'm upset.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. I mean, even with UConn on the board and they're so strong in the Big East, UConn has a great what I like so much about UConn basketball is that they're very good on offense and they kind of let their defense plays the offense basically almost like an amoeba. Like you're familiar with amoeba defenses for football. An amoeba defense for basketball is they kind of like adjust to the offense that's coming at them, and they're very good at making that adjustment. But at this level, you can't be that way. You have to have a game plan. You have to execute that game plan. Texas's game plan against UM, their game plan was basically to just outrun UM, and they couldn't do it.
They need to get organized for sure.
Yeah,
definitely.
What do you think, Hunter? Please tell me you're for the U.
What happened?
Please tell me you're going for the U.
Oh, of course. I'm not like this dastardly translocational gentleman over here going for
translocational.
FAU.
The Irish didn't even make the bracket at all.
Listen, we're going for the Canes, okay? Why are we going for the Canes? Because we bleed orange and green around here. And it's time. We made it to the Final Four for the first time in program history. We're going to make it to the finals for the first time in program history. And we are going to win the national championship for the first time in program history. You heard it here first on the PGW.
Wow. I gotta say, man, you're very hopeful, and you know what? I will tell you this: you have every reason to hope.
If we beat UConn, we won the title.
Okay, you can make that claim.
I'm
I will
making it.
say,
I'm making it.
listen, I could agree to a certain extent. I believe even if they beat UConn, it's mainly because UConn, in order for them to get their offense rolling, they're going to have to get by Miami's big defense. It's all about that defense. And I don't know. That's why I think even you picking is not that far out. I don't think it's as crazy as everybody thinks it is, because that defense is just so, like, they literally held in the last 10 minutes of play, they held Texas down to only 6 points. That's
Yeah, I'll bet you
that's
10
locked down.
Yeah, Leo, I'll bet you 10 push-ups that the Canes are in the finals.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
I'll
yeah,
do
they're
it.
gonna.
Yeah, we'll do it here.
I already told you I
live on
got them
the
beating
show.
UConn. I think they're gonna beat UConn. I honestly do. Like, you don't even
Well, I'll
have to
bet
tell
you
me that.
10
But
push-ups
I
they
think
win
that
the
if they
title
make
then.
it and they're playing FAU, my money's on FAU.
I bet you
winning.
10 push-ups. I bet you 10 push-ups they make the Come on, Leo. I know you can still do 10 push-ups.
I already told you I think they're gonna beat UConn. I didn't say that they're not.
Well, no, that they're gonna win the national title.
Oh, you want 10 for the man? I'll tell you what. Let's up it.
Come on,
Let's
10
do let's
push-ups, man.
no,
You
let's
could
do
do 10
30. Let's do
push-ups.
30. You're calling out numbers.
Third,
That ain't-
oh,
30.
now you're trying to kill me.
I'm
No.
glad they got to where they got. If it doesn't work out, either way, I'm just happy they came this far and they were able to keep up with everybody. That's awesome.
No, absolutely, Nikita. This is huge for Miami because especially coming off the horrible football year that they had, they needed this as a fan base to recharge them and get them back behind the school. So this was big. Whether it was going to be baseball or basketball, somebody had to pick up the slack that the football team left behind.
Yeah. Well, we're going into your favorite time, Hunter, some NHL.
Ooh.
10 games remaining in the season. Which outside-looking team stands the best chance to sneak into that 8th seed? Seattle is finally postseason bound. It appears their first berth potentially in franchise history. What kind of run do you expect them to make this postseason if they end up advancing?
Well, as far as teams sneaking in, I would have to say, and it's not homer based, it is the Florida Panthers because they're the closest in the East to sneaking and knocking the Penguins out of that 8th and final remaining spot. So with 10 games remaining, definitely could sneak up there and maybe get in. It would be a huge letdown if the Panthers went from first place in the league to not even making the playoffs this year. But that's indicative of South Florida sports. We do that a lot. When we aren't consistent, we're either really, really good or we're really, really bad. As far as the Kraken goes, this is, yes, first time in their history. They've only been around 2 years, but they really turned it around because it wasn't like the Vegas Golden Knights when the Knights picked up everybody's really good players and they pilfered everybody's team and they were in the Stanley Cup their first year. The Kraken had to do it a little bit different. They had to do it under these new advised draft rules and whatnot. So they didn't get as super powerful as a team right off the bat, but nonetheless, here they are, finally ready for a playoff, run. I think they get past the first round. I think they make it to the second round where they come across a more skilled like Los Angeles Kings team or even a Golden Knights team that's just more experienced, bigger guys, and I think they'll get thrashed around and knocked out. But a lot of good potential, Nikita, for the NHL this upcoming. If you guys aren't watching hockey, it's time to start watching.
We're moving on to some NBA. We're talking LeBron. LeBron is back as the Lakers make one last push towards the playoffs. Is it perfect timing or conspicuous coincidence? Now, is it important to note that his first game back against the Bulls, James only managed to get 19 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists?
LeBron came back just in time
Hot
to
and
lose.
heavy.
Just in time to lose. LeBron will always be.
Oh, God. Be careful.
Listen, as far as what the Lakers have, they have good chemistry and they lack it when LeBron is playing. And the reason why is because he soaks up all the energy on the court. He comes in, he talks a big game all the time. He's always just trying to. Honestly, he's just. To me, he's always at it. He's always at that point, at that juncture where he comes in the locker room. He's like, "Yeah, guys, let's do this. We're all on the same page." Blah blah. Then he goes onto the court, and it's like it's a totally different guy. It's the same thing. He's a different man in the locker room as he is when he's with the executives. He keeps his other players completely out. I'm sorry, but there's no nice way to really say it. But LeBron is actually a cancer on a team. And it's
I
gotten to the
agree.
point, and
I
in
agree.
reality, it has a lot to
Absolutely.
do with just the fact that he's got that superstardom, that ego, that he believes he can do no wrong.
And
I think
then
that's where
Patrick Beverly shut him down. And then Pat Bev shut him down, kept him under 20. Listen. And I know some really big LeBum fans, like some really, really bad ones, Nikita, that like when LeBum broke his foot in half, they were like, it's just a sprain. So I know some really listen. LeBum could traffic children and they'd be like, he's just giving them a better life.
No.
Yeah, I know some really bad ones. All right, so
He likes to carry
and they know who they are. They're listening.
He likes to carry everything on his shoulders, so he looks grand and mighty till the end of time.
Yeah, until he comes up against the Bulls and the Bulls sit him down, which are a bottom 10 team, which is really, really.
Yeah, but
really
even then,
sad.
but honestly,
and the Lakers were on a
game
winning
but
streak.
to say here,
too.
yeah, the Lakers were on a winning streak, and they're really a mid-tier team. The fact is that if you look at it, almost any team other than the last two teams on both conferences, any team can literally make the playoffs. They're literally half a game, one game, 2 games out. There's no real separation of greatness that is happening, that usually happens around, that separates the postseason team from the regular season team. So as far as what I can see, as far as the whole NBA playoff bracket, they're letting too many teams into the playoffs, especially if this is the kind of mid-level crap they can do.
Well, wait, because the play-in might also be helpful though, Leo, because you could have the LeCuckers, right? Sneak up and get into that like 8th spot that they don't deserve. But now they're gonna be forced to go into the play-in where they're not gonna make it past anybody. I'll tell you that much. Listen, Brow or Braun or whoever else they got on the team, the Lakers ain't going anywhere. We agree on that, right, Leo? We agree on that?
To say that is to say, well, yeah, they made the 8. Why should they even be in the playoffs? The cutoff, honestly, should be 6. It should have stayed at 6, where it was, sitting nice and comfortable. But this participation playoff is ridiculous. All it was to give more relief to the 1 and 2 seeds. That's all it was.
I think it was 8, Leo. What they did was the first 2 in or something like that. I don't know. It used to be the top 8 teams. Now 6 through 8 have to play for those spots. I believe is what it is. 7 and 8 play for their spots.
Regardless, they really should stop that. I'm sorry. In the NCAA, as far as football is concerned, you have 85 teams and a 14 playoff, and they want to expand it to 12, and 12 is too much. But in a 32-team league, 16 of those teams can make the playoffs. That's too much. No,
that's too little.
No,
that's too little.
For that one, just go ahead. Let the worst team in the NBA just make the playoffs.
Why don't
What's
we
the point
have
of a regular season?
Make the playoffs?
Exactly. Just go for it. Everybody, you're in the playoffs. What the hell? Regular season? Who gives a shit about that?
What about the Mavericks? The Mavericks are on a losing streak. They got cheated by those refs for sure.
Oh, dude, the Mavericks not only got cheated. Let me tell you, Nikita, the Mavericks didn't just get cheated by the refs. They got finessed by a flat earther who has come in and ruined the team. Has he not, Leo?
Destroyed them.
Listen, I think the Mavericks' problem is the fact that they let their ownership. The Mavericks' problem is the same as the Cowboys' problem. Their ownership comes in and decides to dictate how the team should feel and act and behave. And when you have that, you end up having a team like, okay, Mark Cuban comes into the locker room. We were cheated. All right. What do? You kill all kinds of hey guys, good job, good play. Listen, we're gonna fight this. No, he doesn't do that. He goes in and he dictates the tempo of the team, and then he wonders why the momentum is all of a sudden shift. In other words, if you're always playing with your head looking behind you, you're never going to see the rim in front of you because you think the referees are going to get you so bad. So no, like Mark Cuban is being a bad owner in the fact that he is letting himself get bigger than his team. Like, bro, they were doing fine. They were doing okay. Yeah, whatever, players come, players go. People, all kinds of decisions can be made. That's beside the point. The problem is the one person who never leaves the team is the owner, and that one consistency has always been for Dallas. Ever since they won that one against Miami, that's all he ever talks about. And it's like, dude, seriously, that was so long ago, we forgot.
For real. I've noticed that the Dallas sports have really fucking shitty owners, man.
It's money driven.
No, but like in every sport, because even the Dallas Stars owner's kind of like a dickhead.
Well, yeah. It's like they think
I
would say this. The problem with Dallas sports is that they think that they represent all of Texas. Like the Texans don't exist. Like the Astros weren't dominating in baseball the way that they were. It's like San Antonio, the Spurs, that. Oh no, that's San Antonio. That may as well just be Little Mexico. Like, no, Dallas doesn't represent all of Texas, and that's the thing. Their ego, these guys, because they think Dallas equals Texas equals we're the stars of Texas.
Well, Madison Square Garden is cooling down.
Oh.
Do we see the Knicks moving to the playoffs?
Oh, my feelings.
Wait, can I say first what I think?
Go for it, please.
Tell us what you have.
Please.
Yeah, so what do you think? Knicks make the playoffs as a 2-game lead, of course, over the 7th seed and avoid the play-in tournament as they have 9 games left. That's my opinion.
I like that. I mean, listen, if the Knicks pick up their play, then yeah, they're on pace to definitely clear. They've done the work ahead of time. But they are slipping quite a bit, aren't they, Leo?
Well, they're slipping because, again, that's the problem with being on a hot streak. We talked about this back in December when we spoke about the idea where you had one team that was really like we were talking about this with the schedule. Like it looks like they were playing, almost a series of teams, and then like the series would be really close. Like, oh, they had a 3-game series against the Bucks, then they played 2 games against the Suns, and then they play another 2 against the Bucks again, and it was kind of messing with the standings. It was and it was brought to our attention with our former colleague Dave, where he was saying, hey, guys, remember, like that's what happens. You're playing the Bucks, you're winning against the Bucks, and then when you beat them 2-3, but then you lose to them twice that second time you play them so close in the season. So that's what happened. They went on a hot streak, and all the teams that they're playing now were all the teams that they beat, and all those teams have their number. So they have to make an adjustment. They have to be able to adjust. I don't think it matters whether they make the playoffs or not. If they don't make that adjustment, they're not going to make it past the first round.
Shit. All right.
Oh, we doing more than just sleeping, TK. I'm all the way in hibernation, dude. If the Lakers listen, if the Lakers make it past the first round, I'll do 5 pull-ups live on the show.
Oh my gosh, no, please don't hurt us like that. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna be putting that live, and somebody's gonna be like, oh my god, they're torturing that poor Afghani kid. They don't even let him outside. Look at his bird.
Let him outside. Holy shit.
I think you can do it, Hunter.
You think I could, Nikita?
Yeah, of course.
You see, at least someone has faith in me around here. You see?
It's all right. I have as much faith in you as I have on my camera right now.
So, I got a random question for the both of you. Are you ready?
Sure. No,
All
not
right.
really. No,
if you had to be either really hot all the time or really cold all the time, which one would you choose?
Damn, that's so hard. Fuck. I mean, they're both terrible. I would probably go with cold. Fuck, I don't know. That one's really hard.
I would go with hot because then like everybody nobody would be mad at me for walking around naked all the time.
Yeah, I'd have to do hot because cold sucks, man. You shiver and shit.
I don't know. I'm already a walking hot box. Like I'm functioning at like 102 degrees over here.
No. They're both terrible. I'm gonna have a better question for you though in a little. I got you guys.
Oh, okay. See, look at that. Always keeping us on our toes, you guys. Jeez.
We're going into Nax Nook right now, guys.
All right. So, we're in trouble.
No, you're not. Of course not. So, a little bit about me. Everybody's been kind of asking. I saw in the comments, a couple of people want to know what's up with me. Who the fuck am I? And where did I come from? And I'm just a regular girl who is going to nursing school. I'm a mama. I have a son, and he's 6 years old, and he gives 3 shits about any sport. Any sport. The kid doesn't play anything. I have a basketball hoop sitting in my living room in the box, waiting to be built, and he has 0 interest.
Oh man, we gotta get him into the PGW. That'll get him interested.
I have him in basketball in school. He tells me he's the commentator, so he doesn't even.
So he's Hunter. No, he's Hunter. He
doesn't. I'm like, did you make any hoops today? He's like, no, mom. I was just talking about the Bulls.
Yeah.
What do I pay for here, kid?
What do I pay for here?
What am I paying for here? I'm gonna have to send the school an email for sure.
That's all right. Josh is in the track and field, and he's not really into team sports. Track and field and boxing are his 2 passions, and it's fun, but he can't keep his hands up. So I slap the snot out of him every time. I was like, "Hey, keep your hands up." Yeah. No, I don't hit him that hard. I just get him enough, like just to teach him keep his hands up. But no, as far as like sport, like my eldest, no, he won't do sports. He he suffers from autism, so he's not really. He's so introverted. Like getting him to go outside is already like a task in and of itself.
Yeah. For sure.
Oh, you're talking about Leo Jr.?
The third, yes, I'm talking about the third.
How old is he?
He is 18. Oh, I'm old. I'm old, Nikki. I'm old.
Yeah, Leo's old.
Over here.
Leo's a dinosaur.
Yeah, my eldest son just turned 18 in November, and my youngest is 15.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you have big boys already.
Yeah, it's awesome because I just let them do all the stuff. They're like, because they're so eager to help. They're like, "What do you need?" I'm like, "Oh my God, I got so much for you to do. I'm so glad you volunteered."
I have a little question for all of our bettors and our gamblers here on the show. So if you guys were to have the opportunity to receive $200,000 up front, no strings attached, or flip a coin for $400 million, what would you do? Hunter, let me hear you.
I'm definitely flipping the coin. I'm a betting man. Scared money. Don't make no money.
That's so
and
true.
You gotta flip the coin. Gotta go for it.
Leo.
Some people call me Space Cowboy, and some people call me the Gangster of Love. So it's 200,000 because
nobody calls you those things.
That'll pay off the house, and once that pays off the house, then man, that takes a load off. Like watching a mortgage payment disappear is awesome. So
I agree. Hopefully we all get the same opportunity at the same time, and we can just like pick different things, and we'll go half on everything. So we all get a little bit of something on.
I'll get at least a little bit of something, right?
Guaranteed something. What's up with NFL, guys? Less
Oh.
O-lines and less targets make for difficult quarterback play. Kansas City has last two major wide receivers lately, and Coach Reed is asking more from the second-year man, Sky Moore. What do you guys
All right.
expect?
Well,
from
for
Patrick
this segment, actually, Nikita, I think it would
We'll have
be
to
nice
take-
for
yeah,
us
we
to
gotta
go
take the
ahead
reins
and
from you for
bring
a second.
in
I
a
like
friend
this
of
one.
ours.
Oh, let's bring him in. Let me see.
Hey, Cole, you there?
Oh,
Don't worry, I'm here, guys.
Hey, Cole.
Hey,
what's
Cole,
going on,
what's
Cole?
up?
How are you, man?
Thanks for
I'm good.
joining.
How about you?
Good.
Good, man. Good. So what are you thinking about Sky Moore, man, for the
Well, I mean,
Chiefs?
well, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but I definitely think he's going to take a huge step next year, especially since he's going to be a more featured part of the Kansas City Chiefs offense now that Juju Smith-Schuster is on his different team. And I mean, the Chiefs are definitely still going to be good because I mean they won the Super Bowl without Tyreek Hill, so I think they'll definitely be fine. But if the Chiefs could get another receiver to add on to their receiving core right now, then I mean that would probably help them out in a big way. But regardless of that, Sky Moore is for sure going to do better this year than he did last year.
I agree.
Well, no, listen, I'm gonna. This is where Hunter and I have kind of like
We've
somewhat
argued over
have
this
some
quite a bit. Yeah, that's why we're laughing because Leo tells me that Mahomes isn't him, and I'm like, the guy just won a Super Bowl with a broken ankle, bro. Of course he's fucking him.
Yeah. Listen, I'll be honest with you. I will always attest to the greatness of Patrick Mahomes. I think that when everybody talks about him being a good to great and elite quarterback, there is no doubt in my mind. But that he'll actually be someone like Tom Brady in the future, I doubt it, because he's a running quarterback, and running quarterbacks don't have a long lifespan in the league, given that he just won a Super Bowl with a busted ankle. We can only look forward to a busted knee or another busted ankle. And then how long, again, the longevity of his career always will come into question. So that's why I say the greatness, like Tom Brady, comes out to longevity. I think him not having the receivers that he kind of needs is not necessarily a question about him. It's really a question about Andy Reid, because not only is he losing these receivers, not only is he down an offensive lineman, he's also down an offensive coordinator as well. So he's got to learn a new system. He's going to have to get new guys to throw. I think Kansas City can actually struggle this year, and it might not be his fault. Even then, I still attest to his greatness for him to be able to do something, but I'm definitely not anticipating a Super Bowl run. Not.
Kansas City going to win 13, 14 games this season again, and it's going to be in the AFC Championship again, and you fucking know it, Leo. Don't even, you sit here trying to tell me, this nonsense. You know it too, Cole. You know it too.
Yeah, no, I for sure know it. The Chiefs are definitely going to at least win 12 games, and they'll probably win the division too. Because I mean, I know the Chargers have a really good team, but
Yeah, but the Chargers always have that issue coming into that second half. And I think we might have lost Cole, but if anything, we'll probably let him right back in.
okay.
But the Chargers always have a horrible second half to their season, and so they're very unreliable. The Raiders are trying to build a team, so we don't know what they're actually going to be able to do.
Trying to keep their team out of prison.
But
Wow.
I honestly, I mean, even the Broncos are building their team, so I think the AFC West can actually be a very good division this year. But yeah, can Kansas City win it? Absolutely, they can win their division. But I'm sorry, I just saw a team go 8-9 this year and win their division.
We got a question for Nikita here for sure.
Is this for me?
Oh my god,
That's for sure. That's for sure for Nikita.
I would have to say women.
I'm not too sure what that means. What the question?
I'll answer that question with this. Are you ready, Nikita?
Oh.
Yes, dear.
Yes, that's all it takes.
Yeah. Who
Happy
compromises
life,
more?
happy life.
Yes, dear. Yeah.
Just say yes to everything.
Yeah, exactly. That is such
You'll be
like
fine. I promise you guys, everything.
It's not compromised.
No.
That's terrorist demands.
Oh, bye.
So Nikita, you were talking
It's
about
weird.
Lamar Jackson. So you were
Yes.
talking about Lamar Jackson, right?
Free
Before we
agent.
were hopping on.
Everybody's throwing themselves at him. He's a hot commodity for sure. He's representing himself.
Right.
The main people that are contacting him are Ken Francis and a business partner of Lamar's. The league has sent out letters to all of the teams saying that they're not allowed to speak to him. Mr. Francis is concerned, he's settling up all of the deals and stuff. So what do you guys think of this? This is intense.
I'll let you know what, Cole, this one's yours.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
Cole, what do you think about this, man?
Well, so I mean, I definitely think it's interesting, especially since after his franchise tag, I thought he would have switched teams, but then there were a lot of rumors that he would actually stay. And now that the rumors are coming back, I mean, even the Patriots as another team could potentially get Lamar Jackson, because I've seen a few rumors on that, especially since that Mac Jones has been, I guess, rumored to not be the ideal quarterback for the team. So we'll see what happens there. I mean, I even saw like some meme posts saying that he would be on the Falcons or another team, but I definitely remember thinking that Lamar Jackson was going to stay on the Ravens, maybe sign a long-term deal after this year, because a lot of the teams that would likely want a quarterback, like Atlanta or the Washington Commanders or another team similar to them, said they wouldn't pursue a trade with Lamar Jackson. So that began my thought process of him actually staying in Baltimore, at least for this season. But now, I mean, I don't even know, because it was either that he was going to stay or that if he were to be traded, it would be for first round draft pick 2 or maybe even 3, and no team would really want to give that much up for Lamar Jackson, I guess. So we'll definitely see what happens in the coming weeks, if not months.
Definitely have to wait and see. I mean, Leo, do you think a deal gets done sooner or later with Lamar?
I think the Ravens have to kind of pressure themselves into it. Ken Francis is a business partner for a portable gym that Lamar has come out with. And so what's going on here is that Ken Francis is an unregistered agent, and he's contacting teams to try and up Lamar's worth. Basically, he's trying to do some official, unofficial work, and he really shouldn't be doing that. The NFL has already let teams know you can't be talking to this guy about Lamar, because Lamar is his own agent, like Nikita was just saying. So as far as the Ravens, I think they should. Honestly, they've got Huntley, and I think he's a good solid number 2 guy that you can have right there. There's talk about them maybe trying to steal somebody in the draft, which would actually be kind of interesting, because I do have that if they don't sign or have no, they'll indicate whether or not they're going to sign Lamar based on who they take on the first round of the draft. And I have a feeling that they're looking at one Anthony Richardson out of Florida for that. So if that happens, then you can basically say anybody in the NFC South, shoot, even the Saints will sign him, even though they signed Carr. It doesn't matter. Somebody's going to try and pick that man up, because you know what? He's got at least he's got half a decade in him. He's a running quarterback. Like I said, I always doubt longevity in that. But if he goes somewhere where there's a solid O-line, there's a solid team. Listen, it would not even surprise me if the man ended up in Chicago behind to show Fields how to do the job right. So as far as I'm concerned, like, shoot, even Green Bay, they're looking at losing Aaron Rodgers. Why wouldn't Green Bay make a shot at him? In other words, the Ravens strapping that tag on him makes him a hot commodity. Ken was trying to do something with that, but because Lamar represents himself, he's always been known to kind of take his time with anything.
Absolutely. Well, I've heard rumors, right? You know, I've been texting with some of our PGW sources around here. I've heard rumors that Green Bay is indeed trying to bring Lamar to the Bay Area.
Oh boy.
To the Packers. Yeah, no, I think that would be something good for Green Bay. It would actually change the way Green Bay plays football. Green Bay has been a pocket team since like Bart Starr. So it wouldn't surprise me if they actually tried to get some mobility in the quarterback position.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, that has been our NFL segment. So thank you so much, Cole, for joining us. We look forward to having you back on again in the future, man.
Thank
For
you.
sure. I mean, I'm glad I was able to join you guys too.
Thank you so much.
All righty,
All
Ben.
right, take it easy, Cole.
Okay.
Take
See
it
ya.
easy, Cole.
All right, guys, we're jumping into the UEFA. And we have some sketchy little activity going on over here. So they're fully investigating the FC Barcelona, the European Championship organization. There's been payments that have been made to specific individuals that manage the referees. What is going on here? If these people are found guilty, they can be permanently banned.
Oh yeah, no, this is worse than like any deflate gate in the NFL, right, Leo? Pretty much.
Well, it's literally a what's that word? It's a death sentence, just like what happened at SMU for the NCAA. It would, I mean, they wouldn't be out of the Euro tournament; they can still get in that. But out of UEFA, they're basically out of full contention for just about everything. Honestly, that's basically where they stand. As far as where we can look at, what we can look to see, I would say that in the end, for FC Barcelona to get out of where they're at, they're just going to have to either, in order for them to avoid that death penalty, they're just going to have to give up whoever it is whose idea this was and the actors. If they start firing people and they're like, listen, we're cleaning house, we don't want anything to do with this, they'll suffer penalties, definitely, but at least they'll avoid that death sentence.
I don't know. I think they'll probably try to make an example out of them.
Yeah, but you would be making an example out of one of the biggest clubs in soccer, period. In all of soccer. I mean,
yeah, oh yeah, no, Bart. This is
FC Barcelona is a staple.
Down.
Yeah, this wouldn't be making an example of somebody. This would actually be killing at least. The reason that they don't go after FC Barcelona the way that they should is mainly because FC Barcelona is the staple of soccer in, I mean, as far as UEFA, the Euro, and in all competitions.
Well, yeah, in Spain you have Barcelona and you have Real Madrid. I mean, you have kind of Atletico too, but
right. But the real thing is that if they do that, you're actually eliminating a very large fan base.
Yeah,
the fan base for FC Barcelona is worldwide. And it's kind of like I don't know. There's nothing I can really equate it to.
But sometimes you got to do what you got to do, because what's more important, thinking about somebody's fan base or the integrity of the sport?
Yeah.
Well, the integrity of the sport won't mean much if there's not much of a sport left when all your fans leave, because guess what? Who pays for all that gear?
Barcelona.
Who puts all that money in the pocket?
You replace Barcelona with Inter Miami and they'll be just fine.
Inter Miami, New York Red Bull. Yeah.
Listen. Inter Miami could easily compete in La Liga, in Bundesliga, in the Premier. Don't give me that look. I use them all the time in FIFA 23, bro, and we beat Real Madrid no problem.
Listen,
they can easily do it in real life.
Listen, I will be 100% honest with you that I think losing FC Barcelona would be too big. FC Barcelona, if they clean house, it'll save the program.
I don't think they're gonna like completely clear them out, but I think that they're gonna show some harsh consequences. Like, you are literally messing up the integrity of something, and that
like paying refs is pretty bad. If they catch them with this whole ref catching thing, they have to death sentence them, Leo. At that, because
I'm not
I mean,
saying
you
that.
just
I'm
had
not saying whether they should or they shouldn't. I'm telling you what'll happen if they do. As
I
listen,
agree, though. I agree.
they'll
with you.
recover. They'll recover. Listen. People will find other teams to root for. They'll move on. They'll do something. You
listen.
can sit
I
here
I,
and
I
you
I
can shake your head.
understand that
No,
they're in the U.S. where there's plethora
and
of choice and all that stuff. But when you've been following a team, Hunter, right now, if the Hurricanes were no longer in Division One, would
Yeah,
you
that
follow
he's
them?
like not watching the sport anymore.
I'm still watching them. I'm following the Division 3. At least they'll win 10 games a season then. Come on, we'll be the best fucking Division 3. We'll be up there with them Jackrabbits, dude. With South and North Dakota. That would be great. I'd be happy if they went to Division 3. Wouldn't have to play Florida State and Alabama and Notre Dame and Clemson anymore.
Listen, I'm just saying that like it's a fan base struggles when their team is not visible.
Well,
And then
yes.
and then you're right eventually, but it'll take too long. I don't think UEFA recovers from something like that. So it's almost that idea of cutting your nose to spite your face, but in this case, it's like cutting your nose, taking a couple of eyeballs out, and saying that you're still going to compete in the beauty contest.
Yeah.
It's
No,
not
exactly.
It's not gonna work.
Sure.
No, absolutely. Oh man. Guys, I think we're getting close to what time is it, Nikita?
It's woodshed time.
Woodshed.
I love it.
You guys are so bad.
Not a problem, sir. He's a good kid. He's just got to watch his language in front of the ladies.
I'll remind Kevin where he comes from.
Okay, that sounds terrific.
You use foul language in front of a lady.
No, Daddy, no. All right, Hunter. Let's flip a coin. Who goes first? You or me?
Man, how do we even flip a coin on here?
I have no idea. We'll figure it out. Listen, I'll flip
Wait,
a
wait,
coin right now.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Let's do it. Okay.
Best 2 out of 3. Best 2 out of 3.
Best 2 out of 3, right? 1, 2, 3. You go first.
Does Rock beat middle finger?
It's all right. I'll go ahead. I'll go first, and then you go
All right,
ahead.
you go first.
Okay. All right, boss man. Here we go. So let me go ahead and start by saying that my bracket was busted at the second round of the March Madness, and I had a little glimmer of hope going into the third round, where Tennessee was still making it. Tennessee, to me, is a huge letdown. They just decided that they didn't want to play anymore against FAU, and FAU rocked them, which is why I'm going with FAU, because Tennessee actually was, to me, a favorite for the tournament. They beat top talent all season long. They did what they had to do throughout the invitation. So Tennessee has let me down in football. Tennessee has so far let me down in basketball. Man, I'm really hoping your baseball team at least makes the College World Series. I mean, please help me out here. And I'm not even an SEC or Vols fan. It's just that I've seen so much going into these athletic programs in this school, and I actually want the fans to start cheering like they did back in the 90s when the Vols actually meant something. So, hey, guys, in the words of every coach out there, do something.
Ooh, I like that, Leo.
You know that's true, Hunter. You know that's true.
It is.
You got that coach. That one coach is like, just do something.
Just do something. And that's kind of how I feel about LeBron. Like, just do something, man. Like, go out there and win a game. Don't hurt your team. But no. Actually, what we're really talking about is the LeChump fans, right? Okay, that come out here every single day and they tell me Bron is the greatest. Wouldn't you want to go to 10 straight finals? No, not if I'm gonna watch him lose 6 of them. He's the greatest. He's the best. He flops all the time. He gets injured all the time. He needs load management. The guy broke the points record because he's been around long enough. That's the only reason. If LeBron didn't hop team to team to team to team, going from weaker organization to weaker organization until finally he got to the Lakers that had no ownership whatsoever, and he bullied everybody out of the front office, and then buried the team where they probably won't win a championship for the next 20 years. Yeah, that's your GOAT, man. What a great GOAT, you know?
No, I agree. And you talk about load management. Okay, watch here are the stats. I'm going to read them to you. All right, in that game against the Bulls. All right, here you go. I'm going to look them up right now. 19 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. That already tells you.
Should have stayed his ass on the couch.
All right, and are you ready? He only played 30 minutes.
Should have stayed at Le Home. Should have stayed Le Home on the couch with his Le foot up. My goodness gracious, that was the best. Like Max Kellerman said, "Oh, you went to the second best foot doctor then."
That's right.
LeBron is the second best basketball. I wouldn't even say he's the second. I'd say Kobe's better than fucking goddamn LeBron.
Well, yeah, no, I think I've always said it that the greatest of all time in reality, if you're going to really put a number on it, it's got to be Magic Johnson. And right now, LeBron is making Magic look really bad. That's just the reality of it. And what he's done, I mean, Jeannie Buss didn't even have control of the team. You're right.
Exactly. He came in and he bullied the shit out of her out of it. That's what LeBron ultimately did, and why I don't like LeBron.
That's why he got tossed out of Cleveland.
That's why he got tired of Miami, because he went in there and Riley said,
"You don't run this team,
dude. Like, do you not see how your name tag says player? You know, stay in your lane." Yeah. And LeBron was, I'm going back to Cleveland, and then he went back to Cleveland. He got tired of getting smacked up. He was like, "Bro, this city stinks like shit. I'm out of here too." And he went to LA. And now he's buried the Lakers.
I'll be
cup. They gave him a bubble cup. Remember the bubble cup down there in Disney?
Well, he has the upper right hand.
I'll be honest, all right, because I do give everything a fair shake. LeBron at his prime, even though he was at diva status, was still a force to be reckoned with in the basketball court. I mean, he was somebody you wanted to play alongside, not somebody you wanted to play against. I think what we're seeing in the Laker organization is a guy who is now past his prime, who still won't give up his diva status. That's, in my opinion, that's where that is.
I mean, his stats show too, though.
I'm like I'm saying, man. LeBron in his prime, very good. Like, I liked LeBron when he was on the Heat. I even liked him back when he was on the Cavs the first time around. I lost respect for him when he went back to the Cavs and he put together that kind of little roster together, and they went and they got blown. They got demolished by the Warriors
because it was him and Gibson. It was him and Gibson. When he was there the first time. And what happened is that LeBron wanted more. The team didn't have enough money. So LeBron went to Miami, did what he did in Miami. I mean, I forget the owner's name of the Cavs because him and LeBron were like at it all the time. But I think that was all an act, because in the end, Cleveland ended up saving so much in cap space that when LeBron came back, he was able to take that cap and make that little championship team that he made with Kyrie, Flat Earth, Irving over there. You know?
Oh yeah. I don't know how Kyrie can't at least pick the fucking upside down frisbee one, man. That one at least is like kind of or donut Earth, but flat Earth. But we know some people, Leo. We know some people, man, that just ain't too bright, huh?
Well, I mean, a picture is worth 1,000 words, and apparently, if you close your eyes when you're looking at it, you can't see those 1,000 words either.
You can't see those 1,000 words. Oh man,
that's just the way things have been.
Well, guys, it has been another wonderful time with everybody. Leo, I had a good time. Did you have a good time, Leo?
Oh man, I have a great time. Nikita, did you have a good time?
I always have a great time with you guys. You guys are the best.
Oh yeah. So everybody, thank you for joining us out here, and we will see you Thursday.
That's right. This is Leo Valdez with Hunter Horn and Nikita saying you've been watching your pregame warm-up.
See ya.
Bye.